Okay, we're on. Mic is on. Please tell me the mic is on. Are we good to go? Hello, and welcome to The Joyful Side. Today, I'm very excited because it is my 4th annual video I upload on my birthday. This year, I'm turning 20, so I'm going to share 19 things I've learned in 19 years. I am going to share the 19 things I've learned, but I'm not going to explain on every single one of them, just to keep it short and sweet. Let's keep it short and sweet. Hello everyone, editing Cam here. Let's just pause the video. I meant to say 20 things I learned in 20 years, not 19. So let's just disregard that for the rest of the video. But there are multiple times where I say 19 things. Okay, you got it. So let's just put that in there. Okay, let's just continue watching. Hope you like it. The first thing I've learned, and the first thing I'm going to share, is the biggest thing I think I've learned is it's the journey, not the destination. I learned that the hard way. We're going to talk a little bit about Costa Rica and how that experience was. In my last video, I shared that I was going to be studying abroad in Costa Rica, so I have been there and I've done that. I'm going to share a little bit of things I've learned from that because that was a very big milestone. It's about the journey, not necessarily just the destination. That's a huge one for me. The second thing I learned is how much I love spending time with my siblings, how much I appreciate that time, and how they are the best friends that I've ever had. The third thing I've learned, and just so everybody knows, this is not in any particular order, I just want to put that out there. But the third thing that I've learned is how much that your dreams reveal about your life and specifically your subconscious mind. I've talked a lot about the subconscious mind in previous videos. The feelings, the thing that you see, reoccurring things that you see in your dreams, things that you feel, it all means something. It's very important. Number 4 is look good, feel good. If you're not feeling good, look good. If you're not looking good, you're gonna feel good. Wait, what? That didn't make a lot of sense. Number 4 is look good, feel good. If you look good, you're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel a little better than if you were not feeling your best. The mind and the body, they're close. You know what I mean? Number 5 is perspective equals reality, in the sense where what you see is what you believe, but it's not always true. Number 6 is learning how to cook and loving it. This year I've started to cook a lot more than I ever have, and I really, really like it. I've tried out different things and I've tried out different recipes, add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. I've just learned from my mom, learned from trying and failure, testing out, trial and error. I've learned how to cook and I've also learned to love it. Number 7 is something that I didn't necessarily learn this year, but it's something I've learned in 19 years, which is the point of the video. But it is that I love to be a role model, especially for kids. I actually do work with kids and I love it. I love my job. It rewards me every single day. Number 8 is, we're going to talk a little bit about Costa Rica now. Number 8 is take the risk, tell the story later. Take the risk, tell the story later. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. For now, Costa Rica was a time to be alive. It was a pretty cool chapter in being 19. I'm going to be honest. This one's a little controversial, so I'm not going to touch on it too much. Just my opinion, but ADHD is a superpower and not a weakness. We're going to leave it at that. Number 10 is how to navigate a foreign country as a solo female traveler. Going to Costa Rica, like having to navigate a country where I don't necessarily speak the language, where I don't know anybody. So that was interesting, but I definitely learned a lot and a lot about myself. Number 11 is in being there in Costa Rica, learning how much I love the ocean. The first time I touched the ocean was in July of 2023.
Flashback.
Gosh, I'm about to touch the ocean for the first time. Oh, oh my god, that's cold, that's candy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow. Really nice.
End of flashback.
I was in Portugal. I loved it. It was just different. It was just so different. Like in Canada, we don't have the ocean, you know what I mean? Touching the ocean and then swimming in it every day whenever I wanted, pretty much before school, after school, between classes in Costa Rica, having just like full access to the ocean like every day and just swimming and feeling so free. I learned I really loved the ocean. Number 12 is also another really good one. Also in regards to Costa Rica, I told you I learned a lot there. I learned how easy it is to make friends as a solo traveler in hostels. Hostels are very laid back, very comforting. I mean, these are the things that I've heard before going to a hostel. These are the things I was told, but actually going to a hostel and like understanding how easy it is and having a feel for it myself, how to make friends so easily and with people from all over the world. I'll never forget these two girls that I met in England, and that we had a really fun night together. We met in a really fun way. Hostels, they're really great. Number 13 is how much childhood trauma shows up in a relationship, in adulthood, how much it shows up in your daily life. That's something I've done a lot of work with this year, is understanding my triggers and my traumas and my struggles, and understanding how, why, and what that has to do with my present and my future. That brings a lot of healing, which is also something I'm really, really big on. If you've been watching my videos, I talk a lot about that and the subconscious mind. So just understanding yourself and radically accepting yourself and what you've been through, and understanding that things happen for you, not to you. That's just a change of perception. Perception equals reality. You get to choose your reality at the end of the day. Number 14 is how refreshing it is to have an emotionally mature conversation with somebody that's emotionally mature. It's very refreshing because there's no argument, there's no name calling, there's no toxicity. It's just pure communication, and I think in that form of communication is the most healthy and something that everybody would benefit from in obtaining. Number 15, something I go by, honesty is the policy. If you're being honest and you're telling your feelings or you're communicating anything, if you lose, you're actually gaining, because if you're losing something by speaking your truth, it was never actually yours. Number 16 is how to be vulnerable and open. This is something that I'm going to be honest, and vulnerable is something that I've struggled with in my life, but learning how to be vulnerable and how the right people will accept you and understand and want to be there for you, it's really refreshing and it's really beautiful to experience after not being able to and not allowing yourself to experience for years. Speaking from my personal experience. Remember, this is my video. This is things I've learned. I'm not saying everybody should know these things. I'm just sharing what I've learned this year in being vulnerable while doing so. Back to Costa Rica, number 17 is learning Spanish. So I've been learning Spanish for a few months now. And that's actually what I went to study in Costa Rica. So it's been challenging, it's been rewarding, it's been exciting, it's been hard, but it's something that I'm learning, and I've definitely learned a lot more this year than I knew last year. So that's a really big one. In 19 things I've learned in 19 years. Bruh. That's better. I like that a lot better. I like my hair nice and full. Number 18 is how your survival instincts will kick in, like naturally. For example, also being vulnerable in Costa Rica, had a very negative experience where I almost drowned. And just keep in mind, Costa Rica is known for surfing, so the waves are really, really big. You know what I mean? Like really big. So I was under it all by myself, and I just swam and fought for my life, and I made it out. Thankfully, I'm happy to be here today, because I've heard that before, like, oh, your survival instincts will kick in, but I learned that for real. My own personal experience, they kicked in. Thankfully, thank you God. Number 19, going back to number 5 in correlation with number 19, is your anxiety is lying to you. Anxiety can be a really negative thing that is hard to deal with and hard to manage and tame sometimes. But another thing that I've learned to understand is name it, tame it. If you're feeling an emotion, name it, and then kind of work from there, right? All emotions deserve compassion. All emotions deserve attention, deserve to be seen, to be noticed, and then to be accepted by yourself. And practicing radical self-acceptance is something that I've talked about in my self-care. What video is that? Practicing radical self-acceptance was self-care, I'm gonna say. I could be wrong, but I did talk about that in my Let's Talk series, so if you want to go watch those videos, also very, very helpful. I thank everyone for coming back to the joyful side, and thank you for allowing me this space to be vulnerable and to be open and to share my 19 things I've learned in 19 years. Bruh. Take it with a grain of salt. If you can take anything from this video, I think that's amazing, but again, this is just my video and things that I've learned, and I thank you again for coming back, watching my video, and I will see you in my next video.